Bernie Sanders just had 2 segments of speaking. They're going to bring on other candidates in a minute. And again, this is not me saying I like his positions. This is my political analysis of how that just went down. I think it helped him tremendously. There have been other moments where I didn't think it necessarily helped him in different parts of the debates that was had, et cetera. Why? Because he got to explain his positions in long form. So it wasn't like, okay, here, a little bit of this, and then you go to O'Malley, and he filibusters about his time in Baltimore, and then you go to Hillary Clinton. No, he's like, okay, democratic socialism, let me explain what that is to you guys so you understand it's not scary, right? So what it means is the guys at the top are getting all this breaks now. I want to make sure you guys get a break. The middle class gets a break. Let me explain how I'm going to give you a break. So here's my position on education. Here's my position on healthcare. He came across as really likable, right? Funny, endearing, and then said, look, here's my experience. Hillary Clinton has experience, but that experience led to the wrong results. So he really got to make his case better than I've seen him make it elsewhere because he had the opportunity. It was long form. Now, the other candidates are also going to get that opportunity. We'll see how they do. But I think Bernie nailed it here.
What I also think helps him is how welcoming he is of challenging questions, right? So you can see that he's like chomping at the bit to answer these questions. He's excited to answer these questions. He has very detailed answers for these people. And so that makes me happy because you can see a stark contrast between the way he handles these questions and how any Republican candidate handles any other question, right? Again, the specificity is the important thing, and him welcoming challenges, I think, resonates with voters.
I think that the part that helped him the least is going to end up being the gun question, but not because of his position, just because of the repetition of the question that sort of flustered him a bit. I think he perfectly explained why you would have a protection from liability for a company that sells one gun that's legally sold and there's a background check versus one, and there are stores like this that have a pattern of selling through intermediaries and those guns get used in crimes. There are places where that keeps happening. Obviously, you can have a distinction between those two behaviors. He explained that very well, and then Cuomo was like, well, but why one and not the other? And then I think Bernie got a bit flustered, and it looked a bit like it wasn't consistent when it was consistent. And I agree. The longer he can talk, the better. And the first 30 minutes were, I mean, it was populism 101 on every issue. And the people really liked it. The way he spoke with both the young woman who asked about abortion rights and the woman who asked about the guns. They did seem to enjoy his responses.
So Chris Cuomo challenged them throughout, which is fine. He's just got to keep that up.
Yeah.
I mean, if he is in any way softer against Hillary Clinton, it'll stand out because he was very aggressive against Bernie Sanders.
I mean, he straight out called him old.
He called him old. He called him a socialist. He said, you're going to punish the rich, basically implying that he's doing class warfare. I mean, over and over again, taxes, you're going to raise taxes. And he'd explain, like, look, here's what I'm going to do with taxes, so you're actually going to have more money in your pocket. Yeah, but answer it is, aren't you raising taxes? Chris, I don't know, are you dense? I just explained it to you, right?
Yeah.
So, okay,
but tax.
Right. I know. And that's, a lot of it was framing from a Republican point of view, which TV's kind of used to. That's what they've been doing for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, right? Yeah. But that's all okay, as long as it's consistent, and he does it to the other candidates as well. We'll find out. One last thing here. I think that a lot of people think that Bernie Sanders not looking like a standard politician works against them, right? Like, oh, if he only looked a little younger, robust, had better clothes, whatever. No, not in this day and age. No, I'm serious. A lot of people think that, right? But look, Martin O'Malley has all that in spades, and it's not working for him at all.
I think it's working against him more than anything.
Yeah, and so now looking at it, Bernie out there, I think people go, yeah, maybe I want that guy in charge.
I have to be honest with you. I see him, and he reminds me of like a family member. There's like a warmth to him that really speaks to me, right? Like I look at him and I'm like, it's my grandpa. Yeah. And I love it. I want him to lead the country.
That's why in that recent poll that John quoted on the show today, 91% of Iowa voters believe that he will have their best interests in mind. 91%, that's an amazing number.
Which also means there's a lot of people who are saying, I'm going to go for Hillary, but he has my interest at heart. She doesn't.
Yeah.
By the way, so O'Malley's next, and he's already talking. I can talk over him because it's irrelevant. Why are they saving Hillary for last? Why did they start with Bernie? Don't you think that's interesting?
It's been different each time, though.
Not
It
buying.
has been different each time.
Not buying.
No, actually, if I'm O'Malley, I'm pissed. The guy in the middle is the one that people will remember the least.
I think it was O'Malley, Bernie, Hillary at the Brown and Black Forum in Iowa.
Psychology indicates that
Yeah.
you remember the first thing and the last thing. You don't remember the things in the middle.